Hello, welcome to today's show, which will be dedicated in its entirety to why I bought this 2019 Husqvarna Vitpilen 401. If this is your first spin dat video, typically what we do around here is a lot of pedal bicycle stuff, so the very plain, simple, and unnuanced answer as to why I got this particular bike is purely price, availability, and just how much all reviewers and everything I ever did any research on these bikes rave about how great they are. This popped up on Facebook Marketplace with 2,740 kilometers on it, and I got it for $4,000. I am Canadian. If you're American, hearing 4,000, you're like, that's a little much. Think of it as like 30 bucks US, basically. Now, I'm gonna go into some of the nuances here, and I'm gonna begin with why the Vitpilen over the Svartpilen, which seems like more the obvious choice as someone who has shifted my channel almost exclusively to off-road and mountain bike style riding. An extremely simplified explanation of the difference between the Vitpilen and the Svartpilen is the Vitpilen has a triple tree with clip-on handlebars. They're low and they bring you out a little further. Rear set pegs, so your feet are a little further back, and smooth road tires. The Svartpilen puts your feet a little forward, gives you more of a riser bar, brings them back, brings them up a little bit, a little more adventure bikey. And instead of street tires, it gives you something that's a little more capable for riding dirt off, more of an 80-20, maybe a 70-30 mix tire. Otherwise, for simplicity's sake, basically the same bike, just some stuff to move around your riding position. I went Vitpilen with the clip-ons, the smooth tires, the rear sets, because that is all that was available for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Every single Husqvarna on the east coast of Canada that was posted on Marketplace was a Vitpilen. This one happened to be the oldest model listed. However, it had the lowest kilometers and it was a single owner. So he gave me all the stuff with it. He didn't ride it very much, obviously. And then finally, why a modern 400cc motorcycle, and more specifically, why of the Pilen variety? And to answer that, we're gonna go look at my old motorbike, and then it'll all sort of come full circle. It's probably gonna be a little dark in here, sorry. So buried back here is my old 79 XS 400. As you can see, I have clip-ons on it. I actually have a Cognito Moto triple tree on it. It's very much set up as a cafe racer. Originally, this thing had a drum front brake. This is converted to a CB 550 front end, hence the Cognito Moto custom triple trees to make that work. And this thing stopped working when I washed it on Canada Day in 2020. I had really big plans to bring it back to life. I even bought this GSXR 600 inverted fork that I was gonna put on here. I planned on doing a 17-inch wheel conversion, buying the hubs from Cognito Moto and just modernizing the bike completely. Basically what I wanted to do was put all the parts that this thing has on it, spoked 17-inch wheels, inverted fork, better rear suspension, all on my old 79. When I would add up the price of all the parts to do all this custom work to a bike, it would be more money than what this thing was to purchase, and that old XS 400 would still be down on power and be unreliable. Actually, it probably just wouldn't start because I couldn't get it running again since it died. Where I walk over to this thing, turn the key, put the kill switch on, probably shouldn't leave that on inside. So this thing's got all the looks I've ever wanted, starts every time, and honestly is way more powerful than the parallel twin of that XS400 ever was. A modern 400 is plenty of bike for the amount of riding that I didn't get to do while having old stuff that was always broken. So early days still for me and this thing. I've had it for about a week now. I've put just under 400 kilometers on it. Absolutely loving every ride I've done with it. Plenty of power for my riding abilities, keeps up with my friends on their 1200 Sportsters without a whole lot of problems. Still enjoyable to be out with them. And we'll just have to wait and see as I ride it more and more to see if it has any of the problems that some people with, say, like a KTM RC 390 or Duke 390s or even these have had in earlier years, or if all of the problems like head gaskets, ECUs, and some of the other things that randomly pop up when you do research end up ever being a problem for me, or if those are just the typical things that happen to every mechanical thing. Not all of them can be perfect all the time, so I didn't want to let some of those like scary stories scare me out of getting finally something that starts every time. Okay, that's the end of this video. I don't really know how to do motorcycle vlogs, but we'll try. I'll try some.